Is Georgia one of the best tax deed states? Well, my answer will surprise you. This is part 2. For the topic of the best tax deed states, Georgia moves to the top of the list. I'll be sharing how Georgia is a redeemable deed jurisdiction, which pays 20% penalty in 1 day or any day up to 365, or you will own the property. If you stay with me, I'll reveal how investors can earn up to 50% penalty in Georgia. Georgia is the perfect place for those who are concerned about the future of investing. If you're not concerned, you should be, because the Federal Reserve reported recently that 28% of retired individuals have no retirement plan. Georgia is a redeemable deed state, which means the defaulting property owner may redeem the property even though it was sold at auction. You're probably wondering, how does that work? So I will explain it. The defaulting property owner may redeem even though it was sold to the highest bidder. That redemption can take place from any day from day 1 to day 365 after the auction. The defaulting property owner may come forward and pay the highest bidder the full amount of the bid plus 20%. Then the winning bidder must return the deed to the defaulting property owner. So let's think about that last sentence for just a minute. The bidder may be disappointed. However, the bidder would have a return of 20%, which is a penalty return. The money may have only been outstanding for 1 day or any day up to 365. For example, a student of mine attended the Georgia County auction and was the successful bidder of a single-family home with a high bid of $19,000. The tax assessed value of that home was $84,000. The winning bidder must now wait 1 year before they can foreclose completely on that property or before they will own the property. The amount of profit margin between the purchase price and the selling price is going to be the potential profit. Investments in Georgia redeemable deeds can work perfectly in your IRA or your 401k plan. Beginners and newcomers don't want to miss out on this state that has redeemable deeds like the state of Georgia. To review, most beginners are totally confused when a discussion takes place about redeemable deeds. I will review the redeemable deed status in Georgia and how it works. Those who understand redeemable deeds will earn a minimum of 20% on any purchase which is successful when the property owner requests a redemption. To request a redemption, the property owner must come forward with the full amount of the winning bid plus the 20% penalty, all of which will be paid to the successful bidder. Georgia has a population of 10 million people. It's primarily a rural state with the exception of a few major metros like Atlanta. For example, Atlanta Metro is comprised of 18 counties or 40% of the state population. That does not mean that there isn't opportunity in the rural counties. There's plenty of opportunity in all 159 counties. Georgia counties are authorized to hold tax defaulted auctions each month, and they do so on the first Tuesday of the month. Currently, Georgia auctions are live in person. However, there is one county that has announced an online auction. That county is Glenn County, and the auction site is titled govease.com. Viewers should review govease.com and they will find many frequently asked questions. It's not unusual for dozens of properties, sometimes as many as 200 properties to be auctioned. The small county auctions have only a few bidders. The more populous counties will have dozens of bidders. I have dozens of students that are making money currently in Georgia and have done so over the past 20 years. What will you do if you get the property? Before you attend the Georgia auction, you need to have an exit strategy. Have you thought about repairs? What is your estimate for the repairs? Who will do those repairs? How long will the repairs take? Do you have enough money for the repairs? Where can you get more money if you need it? I'm fond of saying you can fix the property, but you can't fix the neighborhood. Look at the property and be aware of its condition. Looking at the neighborhood is just as important. Your buyer will see the neighborhood before they see the property. Look at the property and be aware of its condition. If your exit strategy is to sell, what media do you plan to use? Are you going to use eBay, Or is it Craigslist? Or is it Facebook Marketplace? Or are you going to use newspapers, signs? Maybe you'll use the MLS system, or Zillow, or Redfin. How much will all that cost? You need to know all that before you buy the property to make sure you can afford to do all this. Selling is always a challenge. If you're following the most important rule of the tax defaulted auction, you're saying to yourself before you bid, you make your money when you buy the property, not when you sell. In Georgia, the penalty, should the defaulting property owner come forward, in the first year, it's 20%. In the second year, the defaulting property owner has to pay 30%. In the third year, they have to pay 40%. In the fourth year, it's 50%. Now that brings us to, why are you watching these videos? What is at stake? Well, the answer is, you control your destiny and you control your future. Fortunately, this window of opportunity for tax defaulted auctions is open year-round in all 50 states and over 3,000 counties. I've been doing this business for more than 30 years. Once you learn the process and attend a few auctions and learn more, even attend classes and use a coach, you'll be successful too. Keep your job, don't quit your job. This can be a side hustle that you can do and make serious money for the next 25 to 30 years. People ask me this question: what single thing will make me successful? Well, I'll tell you what will make you successful. My answer is always the same. The most successful investors follow the system, then they work with facilitators and the coaches who have already learned how to avoid the obstacles and the mistakes. Click on the description below to grab my free gift so you can learn more about how to take advantage of this 200-year-old system. I'll see you on the next video. I'm Ted Thomas.